What's up, boys? Happy New Year. It's probably about 4:30 Sunday afternoon, and I finally decided to get out here and take a look at what damage was done on the last track day. I mean, I knew, of course, of a few things, but there's a little more damage than I knew, which is, to be honest, almost always the case. One of the things I wanted to mention was, if you'd watched the last video, not the track video, which that was a great day. If you guys haven't seen that video, you guys got to check it out. It was a really good day, and I once again forgot that I had set up a mount in my body on the roof so that I could get some onboard footage. I forgot. So yeah, the last video before that, I had talked about these FLM shock ends, those shock rod ends. This is a constant issue at the track, and I imagine anybody else who bashes really hard or races, even if it's just for fun. A-arms, shock rod ends, they're just, they're constantly breaking, and I bought the FLM ones not knowing, to be honest, that for a few dollars more I could have bought the IRP ones, and I would have definitely bought them. You can of course go to eBay. You can buy them from China. You can buy the actual rod ends, the big beefy looking fisheye, I believe is what they call the term that they use, but and they're only like $5 a piece, and they look indestructible. They look like they're cast, they look cast, as opposed to like the IRP ones are, they're cut from a chunk of steel. So the IRP ones look a lot better. But what I'm getting at is, I got these relatively cheap. I think it was a Black Friday thing, and when I got them, I have to admit, as soon as I saw the design, I was worried about the strength. I mean, how strong can these things be now that they have 3 holes punched through them, 3 threaded holes, to, for what reason, I really don't know. I guess to make it easier to get the ball end out, because it does, the whole little system they've designed is pretty neat. It's got like a sleeve that goes in there, a sleeve that's cut in half, and one side goes in, and then you put the ball end in, and then you put the other side of the sleeve in, and you put the end cap on and put the 3 bolts through it. But yeah, I mean, the fucking thing snapped in a matter, excuse my mouth, it snapped in a matter of minutes. I remember when it snapped. In the video, you'll see. Well, yeah. In the video, I hit the edge of the track, which is mainly lined by plywood, and I didn't hit it hard. And sure enough, this broke. So I haven't contacted them yet. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I haven't contacted them yet. But I plan to, because this stuff is, I mean, if you read the ad, DDM's ad, FLM talks about, the fact that you won't be dealing with these breaking anymore. So I'd like to see how they'll respond to that, and maybe I'll get a set of replacements. Luckily, I did have the one that hadn't been broken yet. In my box, so I put the plastic one in there to replace it, and that got me through the day. But that was a bummer, because I literally just put the things in. When I cased that jump at the end of the video, I think it was one of the last shots in the video. When I cased that double, I snapped I think I snapped both sides. No, only one side. You can see if you look close. I snapped one side of the drive cup completely off, and I think that's a testament to this brace. I don't think that would have happened if hadn't I had that brace. But I'm glad I had that brace, because I, for once, had a complete day without any, spur gear or pinion gear issues. I still have an issue with the spur itself, almost looking like it's like off center or something. It's got a bit of a wobble to it. You know, a few of the guys were talking about the fact that it might be my actual cup. You know, that's that FID alloy cup. I have to pull it all apart anyway to change that drive cup, so I'll take a look when I'm in there and see if we can figure it out. That high-tech servo, unbelievable. I'm definitely getting another one because I need one anyway for the G5 for the Vector clone. I have to replace that. As you can see, there's not much left of that pin. But yeah, that servo was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. It was great to finally have steering. I didn't realize how bad my steering was, you know, from the time that I took this out of the box. That's what I came and got, you know, that's what I kind of had grown used to. And you'll notice in the video, I'm kind of fishtailing a lot. If you go back and watch the video, you'll see me just kind of fishtailing down the straight. And that's me overcompensating for, you know, steering that I now have. Because I was so used to having to kind of, you know, do this all the way down the straight. The other servo was just junk towards the end of its life, of course. You know, before I pulled it out, it was totally junk. And I had grown used to, you know, driving it that way. So I was just doing this all the way down the straight, and you'll see the truck just fishtailing like this throughout most of the footage of me on the track. Excuse my voice. I've been sick for days, and you can probably hear it. My entire head feels like it weighs 20 pounds more. I got what everybody else has got right now, and it's just going around my office at work like crazy. I managed to bust another one of these. There's another big gouge in my roof. I ripped it. I had to pull it all out because this piece was busted. So that's got to be replaced. I definitely want to go back up there with a set of replacements. So I hope, like I said, I hope FLM will send me another set, and at least they'll have backups. But ultimately, I think the way to go is the IRP ones. I wish I had done that a long time ago. I really do. So that's that. Aside from that, everything else went pretty well. These are the original J-Concept chases that I had on here. I had one new one on. You guys might remember they sent me a whole set of 4. And that was because one of the beadlock, the segment that's, you know, designed for the beadlock to grab it, had kind of ripped. It just basically ripped away from the tire, the sidewall. And it happened again with the brand new one. I think this is the brand new one, or is it this one? I can't remember, but it happened again. See that? It just, I don't know if these tires are too soft. Maybe they are. Maybe they're a medium compound. And I was talking to a friend of mine. He said, you know, you should reach out to him again. Let him know. But I kind of feel bad at this point. I don't feel bad, but I feel like, well, what the fuck? Maybe I'm just trying to use a product that, you know, wasn't designed to be used in this kind of environment, you know, with this kind of abuse. Maybe they need to be a harder compound because they are soft. I mean, the tire itself is pretty soft in comparison to, like, you know, those there, which is what came on the X2. Those are definitely a hell of a lot tougher. And this one, I punctured an actual hole through it. Is this the one? I believe it is. Oh no, it's the front. I don't know why I took this one off, but what I realized about these tires too, I think it's kind of just one of those things with RC where you see somebody else or you see everybody else using them, you just assume, okay, well, those tires are probably the best. I personally don't think these are the best tires for traction on that track in the early part of the afternoon or early part of the day. They just cake up immediately with clay, and that clay is like dog shit, man. You can see it stuck on there. So as soon as, oh, here it is. Look at the size of that. Look at the size of that hole. And that, I honestly don't know how it happened, but I mean, I do and I don't. I collided with somebody else, and our trucks got stuck together. And the person who was marshalling pulled them apart, and you know, I just kept running, but I could tell something was wrong. You can hear me talk about it in the video. Because the back tire was starting to balloon. So this is, of course, where it did rip. and I'm sure that had something to do with it, you know, where the beadlock portion ripped. But again, I mean, for the tire to have a hole punctured through it, there was nothing sharp on the dude's truck. I think in the end, my conclusion was that the front portion of his bumper, this here, somehow got stuck up in there or punctured it. I don't know. It was hard to see. It was all the way at the back left-hand corner of the track when it happened. But long story short, what I was saying is I don't think these tires are the best. I think something with a bit of a wider knobby is best for the beginning of the day when the track is really, really thick and kind of mushy and just has a different feel to it. As the day goes on, that clay kind of dries out, and you'll notice what will happen is the color of the clay will change towards the end of the video. In some cases, depending on how I edited the video, if I put, you know, early footage later in the video, yada, yada, yada. So I'm going to try to run another set of tires, those original X2 tires, just in an effort not to spend any money. Right now, like I told you guys before, I'm in the process of buying a house, so every single dime I have is going into the bank and hopefully not into this truck. But I do want to enjoy myself. The next track day is coming up on the 11th. I really don't know if I'm going to make it, but I do want to at least make an effort to get the truck in running order just in case, because I would like to go. But I can't keep dumping money into it in between, you know, open track days. The body held up great. The wrap anyway, everything seems to be, for the most part, holding up great. I noticed a few areas, but again, I had to wet it pretty badly both times now to get it clean. But I noticed that this was peeling away, so I'm going to try to put some heat on it. And what I did in some of the areas of the wrap, like this tiny little piece right there, that little edge, that I kind of dabbed it with super glue just so the edge wouldn't peel up. And I did that on on the original wrap that I had for this, and it worked. So I may have to do the same with this if when I put some heat on it, it doesn't re-stick. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I mean, I got some work to do, but not too much. It's a matter of just getting it all back together, and I need a set of foams in order to have two sets of tires ready to go. So for example, if I want to run those in the morning while the track is kind of wet and thick, then I can switch out to these later in the day when the track dries out, because I think these are ideal for when the track's drier. And I'd like to have that, you know, that option, especially where these have proven to be not so reliable. Oh, that brand new pull start. Snap. You can see it right there where it broke. This was a $10 Amazon special. Didn't last long. It sucks. And this, of course, happens to be what I'm going to use to avoid spending money on that drive cup. I have this one here, which is in, you know, not too bad a shape. And then I have this one here, which is looking a little rough. Probably the front. Yeah, it is the front, right? So yeah, that's a diff that somebody had given me a while back so that I'd have a spur gear, a decent spur gear. He just kind of gave me the whole thing. And this was the spur gear that was getting beat to shit that I replaced. That's the original X2 stuff. What else? Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I got some work to do. I just wanted to mention, you know, make this video real quick for you guys and let you know I'm enjoying all your videos. Those FLM push rod ends or shock rod ends, I definitely don't recommend them if you are bashing hard or, you know, racing, because, like, I mean, you guys see they didn't last long at all. And they're actually pretty expensive if you don't get them on sale. Even on sale, they're pretty expensive. So I think that's about it, man. I'm going to call it a day. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching.